Hey friends, today I want to talk a little bit about the concept of winning, what we consider to be a win. Before I do that, I brought this book out. I mentioned this a couple of videos ago. Again, I don't know if anybody's watching these, but I keep making them. This is not my book. I don't get a piece of it. There's no advertising. You can't buy it through me. I'm liking this book called Love Your Enemies by Arthur C. Brooks, who again, if you're a right winger and you think I'm peddling leftist propaganda, I'm not. This is a conservative writer. I really like what he has to say, and I think this book sort of reflects something I believe, which is that this stuff is crucial. This is not about being nice. Our ability to converse and disagree as adversaries who share the same country is going to be the difference between our survival or destruction. I really think so. I mean, as it is, there are people. We're shooting each other in the streets. We're so divided, and we've gotten so unable to converse that we're killing each other and we're fighting each other, and we're doing stupid things like destroying each other's lawn signs, which doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anyone's vote or anyone's mind or anything. This stupid, petty waste of our energy that may have a short burst of I gotcha, but ultimately, again, as I was talking about before, it doesn't get you what you want. Um, so I'm concerned that a lot of us on both sides of the aisle have started to think of winning as overtaking the other side. It's like a football game, like a wrestling match. There's a winner and a loser. And that sort of has kept us in this sort of Groundhog Day cycle where it's just this constant futile attempt to be the victor and put the other side down. And it will always be cyclical. We'll have Democratic presidents and Republican presidents and Democratic leaders, Republican leaders, Senate. This is just going to keep going around and around and around. So I'm especially concerned about what I believe is called trolling, and I'm happy to say I'm not exactly sure about that terminology, but there's this idea that if you can upset someone, God, this is weird if you think about it. If you can upset someone, or trick someone, or make someone feel uncomfortable, or bad, or humiliated, that you have won. I leave it to you if that's who you want to be. I don't get that. Again, the person who you've humiliated or trolled, it doesn't change their vote or change their mind or start to see your side of your point of view. That doesn't happen. It just makes somebody feel bad. And again, I guess that's fun for some people. I guess that's winning. I don't think that's a win. I think that for Americans in this melting pot where we have clear division, we have vastly different ideologies, winning is maybe finding the most benefit to the most people. It's always going to be a compromise. Somebody is always going to not get what they want. That's always how it's going to be. But maybe we can start thinking of ourselves again as, to some extent, and again, I'm aware that I'm being very idealistic, but I know that there's a pocket of us that have probably more similar goals than we realize. And for us sane, normal people who, the three of us, however many there are, I think the win is getting the closest to what benefits the most. And we can think of ourselves as at least being on the same side in terms of the winning-losing equation. And as I said, there's never going to be a scenario in this country where all the citizens are happy. But I'm starting to think that the us and them is not Democrats and Republicans. I think the us and them is honest, well-intentioned patriots versus those who are not. And I'm going to say that if you want to win at the expense of the poor, you're not a patriot. If you want to win at the expense of people of different ethnicities or sexualities, you're not a patriot. That's not what we're really set up to accommodate a melting pot. And it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to come any place near agreeing on what benefits people. It will never happen. But we can at least try. And we can stop doing stupid things like feeling like we're winners because we blocked somebody or shut somebody up or trolled somebody, whatever the hell that means. I don't think that's winning. In the big picture, I just don't think it is. I honestly am going to suggest we lower the bar, given how things are, and consider it a win if you on the right and us on the left can converse civilly and like humans and like fellow countrymen. If we can do that, that's an enormous win these days. Enormous. I want to say one other thing about winning before I forget. You know, when it becomes this football game, this, you know, Republicans won, Democrats won, the danger of that is that you will feel that you've won as long as your candidate is elected, whether or not that candidate is the best for the country. I'm obviously talking about Donald Trump, and you know, it's inevitable that eventually I'm going to share my thoughts on him because I have the politics that I have, but I will do my best to explain them and share my own feelings rather than tell you what's wrong with yours. But and that's going to be challenging for me because I think he's a nightmare, just a nightmare. But if electing somebody who's not a good president, not a good leader, not a good congressman, not a good anything, is a win for you because there's an R by their name or a D by their name, I'm going to suggest you revisit that. Because it's not a win if they do us harm. It's not a win if they don't look out for the people that they represent. It's not a win. It's not a win at all. So that's my thought for the day. Winning and losing. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to thank you for joining me today and indulging my my thoughts, which I hope have some merit. If you think they do, share them. It's great to get different ideas out there in the open, and I think these ideas about communicating across the aisle are ones that we haven't heard in a while, so that's why I'm doing this. Thank you. Take care.